Satoshi Nakamoto's last post was on 12th December 2012. We are in 2023 and till now nobody knows his true identity. There's a lot of speculation whether Satoshi Nakamoto was an individual or an organization. So he was the guy who exited the community. But isn't that the risk? I mean, who will manage the community now? So he had full faith in the system. Coincidentally, something drastic happened that changed the course of the product forever.
Something interesting.
Something controversial.
Nice.
Jade's Mount Gox exchange was booming. Almost $1,000 per day were traded on his exchange, and he was earning 0.5% commission fees on each trade on each side. However, with the growth, he faced issues with his business structure. Sorry, I forgot. What was his business structure? So he linked his PayPal account to the exchange so that people can transfer money from PayPal to exchange and buy Bitcoin from there. Oh yeah. So people had that kind of trust in him. Correct. Yeah, but not all people are like that. Many people exploited the loophole since Jade linked his PayPal account with the exchange. All the traditional payment networks allow customers to dispute charges and can take money back from merchants if payment was made on credit cards or PayPal. Some Bitcoin forums were against giving too much power of chargebacks to the credit cards and other companies. Bitcoin transactions are irreversible. So if a person does chargeback on the payment made to buy Bitcoin, they will get the money back. Plus, they won't give back Bitcoin since there is no mechanism to reverse the transaction. Jade was defenseless against this.
Wow. I mean, this is funny. There has to be a reason behind these chargebacks.
Actually, credit card companies first charge back and give back the money to the customers. As for them, customer is the king. If the customer is doing the same thing repeatedly, then only they will intervene and will consider customer as fraud. There's a whole team who does this analysis.
Wow. I mean, you have good knowledge about these things.
Yeah. Since these transactions invited a lot of issues, he asked his friend if he could buy his business as Jade was not able to handle the business. Since he was not a security expert, his exchange became a prime target for hackers. Someone even stole $45,000 worth of bitcoins, which gave the final push to Jade to sell his exchange. Jade didn't want to close the exchange as it helped people to trade Bitcoin. Yeah, so that other person can handle the business.
Correct. Until now, only the new Liberty Standard offered its customers to use Bitcoin to pay for goods and services. Now comes Ross Ulbricht. He was a guy who invented the website Silk Road to provide products that are not readily available in regular markets. His website was the first black market on the dark web. His first product to offer on the website was a drug called mushrooms.
Hold on. What is dark web? I mean, how can someone sell illegal stuff? Actually, that is the meat of this episode. Oh, interesting. In building Silk Road, the drugs were the easy part. The more challenging part was finding a way to sell the drugs online without the authorities' involvement. The first necessary tool he discovered was software known as Tor, which allowed people to hide their location and identity when surfing the web. It also allowed the websites to be set up in a similar anonymity structure. At the same time, Tor had been created by United States Naval Intelligence to provide a way to communicate among spies. Interestingly, the website was actually designed by cryptographers. He posts his website on the Bitcoin forum for the possible collaboration with an address showing that he was using the Tor website. So let's say if I'm buying a chair, no one would know that I made that purchase. Correct. So buyers and sellers can use made up names. They are only interested in making the trade.
Okay, if my identity is unknown, my location is also unknown. Can authorities pinpoint the location of the website itself?
Actually, the same technology was used to hide the location of the website itself so that everyone is protected.
The biggest problem with Ross's website was the payment. People were willing to buy drugs from his website since it gave them anonymity. But people who were uncomfortable making payments in cash made the payments online. This transaction was easily tracked. Since Bitcoin made payment anonymous, it was a match made in heaven for both parties. Wow. Anonymous payment, anonymous location. Amazing.
Actually, every invention has both sides, good and bad. It is up to people how they want to apply in their business.
Yep, I agree with you on this.
As we all know, if a buyer paid for drugs with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin blockchain ledger would record coins moving. But the Bitcoin addresses on the either end, a series of letters and numbers, would not include the names of the people involved in the transaction. For extra security, with the help of his coder friend, he created an escrow account to hold the bitcoins of the customers until the drugs arrived in good condition so that the customer had some protection if the quality of the product was hampered. So his website got more transactions, and soon other drug dealers started listing their products on the website. This was start of something huge for both the projects. Wow, things are getting out of hand. Collaborating with Silk Road was definitely a risky move, as letting technology being used for illegal activities could have been end of Bitcoin. Clearly, it didn't. What happened next?